The structure deck that is going to completely change the Yu-Gi-Oh meta is here. This is the Albaz Strike structure deck, and today I'm unboxing it for you. Now, if you enjoy real Yu-Gi-Oh content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. It would be really appreciated. So this is a case. This has 6 of them. Obviously, for this video, we are just going to unbox one. Boy, this thing has reprints galore. Usually, we are very used of like Konami just taking out the best reprints whenever they bring over a deck from the OCG to the TCG, but this time, like, no, they just kept a bunch of really good stuff in there. I think they took out like one of the good cards, and then everything else is just still in. It's incredible. So we open it up here, and then it goes open like this, so you could like have a little display thing like at a store. Fancy schmancy, just like that. Now we're going to just take out one to unbox on the channel right here, right now. Boy, I'm excited. This deck is so strong in the TCG. I'm gonna like put in some crazy stuff as well. I'm going to be making like 3 of these together, so you know like how you can take 3 structure decks, put them together, take it to locals, and probably do pretty well. After that, I will also make a full power profile with combos and so forth. So we're basically gonna have everything, you know, from the base deck right here to 3 together through actually competitive variant with the combos. So here we are. Now, one thing I would love to see in the future is if we get structure decks like this in Master Duel, and then a code at the end, like right here, this could be a code to put it into the game. That would be great. We see that being done in Pokemon. I don't think we see it in Magic, but it would be a very welcome addition to the Yu-Gi-Oh game. First of all, we have Tri-Brigade Mercourier, cute little birdie. Then we have Springin's Kit. We have the Golden Sword Soul. We have our first fusion right here, Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Prison, one of the bosses for the deck. Then we have Lubellion, the Searing Dragon, and then we have Branded Fusion, key card for the deck as well for the fusion strategy. As you know or don't know, Albaz is all about making crazy fusion. So if you're sick and tired of Link monsters for some reason, I think they play like Verte, but it's not a Link spam deck, it's a fusion spam deck essentially, though you don't spam it that much. So Branded Fusion, then we have Branded Sword, Branded Retribution, then Fallen of Albaz right here, key card, Albion the Shrouded Dragon, Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and this is actually really interesting. I don't know if people are aware of this, but there's a bunch of cards in this deck that are really good in Dragon Link as well, and that really like appreciated a reprint. Now this one wasn't expensive or something, but we have another card in here that's a very, very happy to be reprinted right here. Then we have a Kaiju, Chaos Dragon Levianeer, again, solid Dragon Link card, another Kaiju, Artifact Sight, I know this one's very, very controversial, White Dragon Wyver Buster. Now this boy is important for Dragon Link, though not that expensive, and we have the Collapse Serpent as well. So these two together are like the most insane thing in Dragon Link, together with Chaos Space. Then this one, there's the boy I was talking about. This thing is huge in Dragon Link. Then we have Keeper of Dragon Magic, Summoner Monk, yeah, of course you need some old school stuff, a Ghost Ogre. So if you don't have Ghost Ogres yet, or let's say you're getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh, the TCG, because you like Master Duel or something like that, or you've been collecting for a while, so you buy 3 of these, you instantly have like a key hand trap being Ghost Ogre, because the adventure engine right now does not like this card. You basically get to out either the Griffin or Fateful Adventure with it, and that's a good time. That's why you see all of these YCS topping lists right now have Ghost Ogre in the main, or at least the side, but usually the main. Then we have a Veiler. Of course, would it be cool if this was an Ash? Yeah, but Ash is being reprinted as well in, I believe the gold tins or something like that. Alright, this is like cool. You have another budget hand trap. Then we have Brotar, also being used in Dragon Link. Then we have Branded Lost, more part of like the whole Despia thing. Branded in White, Branded Bond, Fusion Gate, of course we always need like some old school duds, let's say. Fusion Recycling Plant, Fusion Substitute, Gold Sark, boy. I remember when this was a Shonen Jump price card and it was the only way to get it. And so you wanted to spend like, what, 2,000 bucks to have this like broken searcher. Back then, waiting 2 turns was not the end of the world. Pot of Extrav, very happy with this one. I am extremely happy that this got reprinted. I did sadly buy like higher rarity ones, but still for anyone who's looking to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're playing a non-extra deck, suddenly they now have draw power that they previously didn't have or had to spend like 60 bucks for just for their playstyle. playset. So like right now, Eldritch is actually a great budget deck because the whole Eldritch core was already cheap, and now your pot of extras are also cheap. So very welcome. Sadly, if you're playing Eldritch, you also want like Fusion Destiny or Dragoon or all that, and then it really starts climbing up in price. But regardless, you know, the main core, if you're not trying to go for completely optimal, is going to be very affordable now that Extrav was reprinted. Then we have a Call by the Grave, very powerful card. A Dark Ruler No More, also a welcome reprint, not as good as Droplets, obviously, but it is a weaker replacement. Then we have Screams of the Branded, Judgment of the Branded, Necrofusion, Back to the Front, Warning Point. There can be only one. Once again, if you're looking to start building Eldritch or something like that, in the TCG, you literally can. Like this, Pot of Extrav, your Eldritch core, it's all very cheap. Dimensional Barrier, great side deck card, especially in a format like this, where you know specific decks are very reliant on specific summoning mechanics. Like if you're going to go against like the based pile or something like that, you know for a fact that there's going to be like a bunch of synchros that are going to be game changing for them. If you're going up against Albaz, you know for a fact a bunch of fusions are going to be game changing for them. And so Dimensional Barrier literally says declare one monster card type, so Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum, and for the rest of this turn, neither player can special summon monsters of the declared type. Also negate the effects of all monsters of that type while they are on the field. So literally, you go first, you know your opponent is playing Albaz, boom, Barrier, Call Fusion. You go against like Based or something like that, you go first, you know your opponent is going to rely a lot on Synchros, you go Barrier, Synchro. Similar story for like Sword Soul Tenyi and so forth. Waking the Dragon, very funny card. And then we have a bunch of the fusions, of course, because this is a fusion-based strategy. We have our Titanic Lad, our Brigand, Spring, and Albion, the Branded Dragon. But of course, the big daddy in here was this beautiful guy. And we also have some tokens, Albaz the Shrouded, Ecclesia the Exiled, Tri-Brigade, Virtuous, and Aluber the Dogmatic. Now, there are some cards you could buy to further improve this deck for sure. So how about we quickly do go over some of the cards you may want to buy to further improve this strategy. Again, be sure to subscribe to this channel because I will be doing 3 of these structure decks together, as well as a full power upgraded version of the deck, but at least now you can already start thinking about what to buy. So first of all, we have Branded Opening. This was probably the first thing people were thinking of buying when they saw this structure deck. Secondly, there's Aluber. Now, I do have to say one thing. Aluber is getting reprinted. So even though right now it already crashed in price, it went from 120 all the way back down to 50 when the reprint announcement came, it might still be decent to wait for that reprint. It's not that far off. But if you have the money to spend and you want them in secret, you can already pick them up. Then there's Despian Quaeretis, Dramaturge of Despia, Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, Branded in red, a very important card, Ad Libitum of Despia, Despian Tragedy, Despian Proskenion, Despia Theater of the Branded. So if you have these, and I also put like how many you would want to buy of each, you should be able to turn 3 structure decks and those cards into a very solid deck. Now, of course, you can go even further, and again, I will be showing you off the full powered variant of this deck later on the channel, I think in 2 days, but that should get you started on an incredibly powerful meta deck. Hope you found this interesting. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.